Ho ho ho! Alright, welcome back, part 2. Because rather somewhat frustratingly, I could take it that way, but I'm just choosing it as another opportunity to do my thing. My mic cut out, because I have two. One of them, the one that I normally use, wasn't connecting. So I've just plugged them back into the case, but I got the sense from God, just use this one, the other one that I don't normally use, to mic up. And yeah, keep going with our thing. So I'm gonna read this again, because I think before I breeze through it, I'm gonna really intensely read this. I did a set with the 22 kilogram dumbbells of some incline curls for 10 reps as my first warm-up set. And I did this first, so reading a Bible verse. Let's really let these words sink in. That's a reminder for myself. As for every man to whom God has given riches and wealth, and given him power to eat of it, to receive his heritage and rejoice in his labor. This is the gift of God. For he will not dwell unduly on the days of his life, because God keeps him busy with the joy of his heart. Ecclesiastes 5:18-19, inclusive. Cool. That's been a big focus. I wrote that on the 6th of May. It's the 13th today. So that's been a big focus as of late. Just the joy of service to God. In that regard, I've been saying it a fair bit lately. Rejoicing in his labor, in God's labor for us, and your heart not unduly dwelling on things. And today I was reading, I don't think it was Ecclesiastes, but I'm going to paraphrase. It was speaking about remove sorrow from your heart, to not fret about these things, linking it to another one is do not worry about tomorrow, because God always provides, and that's something I've been focusing on as of late. Like in last night's episode, we were just talking about what would the person who knows that it's going to happen, the new identity, how would they see this, how would they act, how would they perceive all these things? And it's with that faith and knowing that it all works out and it's all gravy. So we are doing our set. I prayed before, and something I was talking about was how I've had a couple of reconsiderations lately. One being about how I kind of vocalize and pray out loud. I'm not much of a pray out louder kind of guy. I like to keep it to myself, and it's not really for sure, it's between God and I. But there is a lot of power to actually vocalizing something and speaking it out loud, as opposed to just keeping it to yourself. And that linked up to like prayer groups or churches that tend to open up more stuff to people, or like people praying out loud and like praying over someone in that. I know that there's power for that, but normally I've been more of a pray quietly and in private kind of thing, or like just to myself. Sometimes I'll pray out loud, but I'm seeing a lot of utility in that, and recognizing that some of my thoughts behind that come from a little bit of, like, I just felt weird when people would pray out loud or pray over you. It felt very like performative spirituality, or a performative prayer instead of, and there is still that, but that doesn't mean you throw the baby out with the bathwater. There's definitely utility or power to praying in groups over something out loud, and that's what Yana and I are realizing. So those are some thoughts, and it's about time to do my next set. Keep it rolling. We're at the gym a little bit at a weird time today, like 6:30 or something. I got here 7, so it's probably like 6:45 now or something like that. And yeah, it's pretty good. I had to come in before the end of staff hours. I didn't come in this morning for my cardio stuff, because it was a bit of a different start to the morning, which I'll tell you about in a sec. Alright, 5 is good. 5 is good there. Tell you what, it's a little busy today to go and film on the machine that I'd normally film on. So I might not do that. Might do one more set here and do just a different exercise or something like that, and I'll pace around here whilst chatting. So today, I had decided yesterday I'd do a phone-free day, and what came to me was more so do a first half of the day phone-free. And a big thing that we've been emphasizing lately is following through on what we say we're going to do for you, because it's important to train that, because sometimes we can get like into a habit of saying, oh, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, and not doing it. So something that Yana and I are quite good at, and we've been it's been a topic of discussion lately, popped up a couple of times. It's like, oh, people are surprised when it's like, oh, you're moving again to Melbourne, because we'll be moving next month, which is part of what adds a little bit of pressure to me. I'm like, ooh, but then I know it'll all get sorted out, like we always have sorted that stuff out. We are in a position where we tend to do this, where we follow through with what we say we're going to do, and that's why our life is such a great big adventure and so many cool things happen. It feels scary, so I get why people don't do it, but for us it's normal to do these things, to follow through on. Like some people, you hear them say, I'm going to do this one day, I'm going to do this, and it just never happens for years and years. But for us, it's like a month later we're doing that thing, or we've already started taking action on it somehow, like within the period of time we were talking about it. And I think a lot of people don't realize what that does to you when you don't follow through on those things. So we're really big on doing that. So we're practicing that follow through muscle, and sometimes it won't always happen. Like last night I wrote down some intention stuff with one of the books that we're going over, one of Frederick Dodson's books. But I'm going to put this on my glasses actually. I think that's just groovier. Yeah, so I fell asleep the other night when we were going to do this set, write down some intentions for the week. It's like a set and forget. But I didn't do it because I called my mum for Mother's Day on Sunday after our big drive, and I actually fell asleep on the couch whilst we were starting to listen to the audiobook. And I thought maybe something came up and Yana started going on her phone or something, so I was waiting for her and massaging her feet. And the next thing I knew, I was asleep. But she did make a point. She didn't say this she said this in just like a way where the next day I was like, oh yeah, we didn't do those intentions, the filling out the exercise from the book. And she was like, well, I did because it was important for her. And it's like, well, she was like, it's for me to make sure I follow through on. And I was like, that's a really great point and a great reminder, leading through her actions and like lovingly just not being afraid to own that, I think is huge, because then that calls me forward to be like, that's right, said I was going to do it, so I'm going to do it, and remove any of the shame, just be like, that's okay, these things happen. And I ended up doing it last night instead, and that feeds into just the follow through muscle of doing our the phone free half of the day today. And then I got straight up and the agenda was set. Spent some time with God, prayed. That was really good actually. I spent some time kneeling down at the bed and praying, took care of some business, and then got straight to, I called up Amex this morning because I was like talking to Yana about it, and we realized that, this restriction, I have a payment limit set on my account because, and this is like, I was on the phone with them for like an hour and a half, because in the first month that we got the Amex, I paid for, because I started working with YLC, I paid for YLC, but they have a thing about that if it's not a legit transaction, they can just shut your account down or put a payment limit on. I didn't really look too into it when they first said it because I was starting to panic in that around that period of time. Just a lot of the language is like, oh no, I'm going to get fined, something's going to happen, I'm going to lose the card, and that. It's a lot of that language, but so I was like, okay, cool, it's under 6-month review and that, and I was looking at the terms today and I was like, we need to push back on that a little bit more because it was a legitimate transaction, you can show it's from the merchant and show receipts and all that stuff. Their system flagged down, they investigated internally, but they didn't even ask us for showing that stuff. So I was like, this doesn't make sense. I want to put bigger transactions through and use the card with a greater limit. but they've placed this thing on. It was a whole thing. So they basically still didn't budge on that. But I set it for myself, like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to call and give it my everything on the call and see what happens. And they didn't budge on the payment limit for that. So it is what it is. And we'll be doing our thing by way of that. It's just a bit annoying, really, to be restricted in terms of how much to be able to spend. But, you know, it's all meant to be according to God's will. Did that. Spent some time with the dogs outside, just did our little morning prep and all that, and enjoyed the day. I've really enjoyed today. And after that, I ripped, I think, I'm trying to remember exactly what we did. It's just all come from that state of being first, and a lot of it is even my anger at stuff like that or frustration. I just channel it into, or shut it down and use okay, what would the me who's my identity now, not the old me, what would he do? And then we just started going and doing a bunch of stuff from there. Yana and I went out to get some bubble tea and food after that. But man, my mind was, especially after having the phone free half of the day, woke up at about 1 p.m, slept at 5 a.m. I was just ideas, and she sent me something that triggered some ideas of one of my old posts. And so I was like, oh, sick, I got this, and just started going boop, 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 boop. We got back from the shops, we talked some good stuff. Yeah, go for it, man. We talked some good stuff, and then we also, what do you call it? We came back and just got straight into it, and I was just boom, 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 posting some stuff, and then I think it was maybe an hour and a half that I was just doing that stuff for, setting it up, putting a lot of love into those posts, and then made food and came here, and a lot of it was sorting out some admin stuff, like some payment stuff, because the Amex going there, the gym membership here, bounced on that, which normally makes me panic a little bit, but I was like, okay. Like we talked about last night, like money doesn't matter. Not that it doesn't matter, but it's like it doesn't matter that much where it's life or death, you know? God always provides. So being able to remind yourself of that and feel that and focus on the preferred outcome and know that your identity is already there and your circumstance will line up with that sooner rather than later is a big part of it, especially when you feel like you want to panic and be like, oh, okay, no, I won't panic after the situation results, because when you do that, the situation happens again until it's like you get tested each time until you're actually able to pull yourself beyond that. So yeah, that was what was happening, and I was just sorting out some payment stuff for this month. Some of the payments were delayed because of some business day. Like we had a lot of public holidays, so some payments came through a bit funny and delayed. Yeah, I've just been focusing on letting that happen, and like people have been very gracious in that period of time, especially because I'm doing it all through my business. There's a tendency to be like, oh, I'm not providing, I'm not doing well enough, but fully providing everything, paid our gym memberships. I'm like happy to pay these things, and I want to. So it's good. It feels really good actually to be able to pay. Like I have a fine for not wearing my seatbelt properly. Legitimately, I was just taking my jumper off the one time we were going through like one of those seatbelt things, and I was in the passenger seat, Yana was driving, and it was just like, oh, $1,100 fine. Oh, all right, is what it is, you learn that stuff. But paying a bit of that off, that's on a payment plan, we're paying lots of different things. Just getting to pay for stuff is a privilege, and I enjoy it, having that money flow out, and because it's just part of it. It's good to enjoy that, the flow of money, being part of the flow of money. I think I'm going to do I might even do the 24s one more time actually. All right, let's pray. Yeah, so I'm doing more of that lately, not doing the whole processing and humoring any things that I'm a little worried about. It's more so looking at, okay, what is going on? What am I doing? Who am I? And am I going to react the same way as before now? Or am I going to use this as the opportunity that is to affirm the new identity that I have and change my reaction, because then that changes the reality, you know? Or have no reaction to the thing, which is still a reaction. Alright. That didn't work so well. So now I've put the mic back on my chest we're gonna get this set and then move on. All right, I'll tell you what we're gonna do. We've got the 24s there. I'm just going to drop set to, I reckon the 18s will be good. Because I'm not really gonna do any of the other bicep machines. Might go straight into the back stuff. Just too many people today. I don't wanna get them in frame just because they might not want it. Okay, that's good with the 18s. Feeling a little pumped up, but it feels good. So I'm gonna wipe this down now. Yeah, because if anything, I'd be going over to do some dumbbell rows with the other thing. But I got some back exercises that I can do. And so we had that stuff. Got into a good flow of things, and a big focus as of late, because obviously a big part of this gym therapy stuff we've been talking is how do I feel in my financial journey, and a huge part of that, or a really significant part of that, is the relationship with money. As you're improving and doing all these things, putting it out there publicly, look, even though it doesn't necessarily get a whole lot of views, I think a big part of it is understanding everyone starts from zero. And I love putting this stuff out there because I know that even if it's just a couple people that see the thing, it might really help them on their own financial journey. And we can always look back and publicly see the progress that I made. Put it out there, all of these things, instead of having to be, a lot of people want to be perfect first and then start posting. But it's a fallacy. Perfection is the lowest standard we can hold ourselves to because it doesn't exist. And yeah, it's really just one of those things that doesn't make sense to do, to hold ourselves to that standard. What am I going to do next? You know what? We've got a little bit more of a bicep focus as of late. I'll do, what does God tell me to do? Let's go with that. All right, it might actually be the bicep machine. Yeah, we'll just keep tight on it so it won't show anyone else walking through the background or anything. Keep it real tight, just on me. And we'll point at the floor whilst I'm walking over. Keep it rolling, watch my feet, watch my Dragon Ball Z bag. And yeah, I'm enjoying that significantly, that journey. Because a lot of it is realizing when you focus so hard on money, it makes it so much harder to amass and utilize it properly. So one of my primary focal points as of late has been not focusing super hard on the money, which is, I know I work through it with my clients, but even still, easier said than done when that's what you're doing business-wise and you got bills to pay and that. But that's the exact time, and that's exactly why you need to be able to regulate your focus and regulate your nervous system, because then that's what is conducive to things going well business-wise in the long term. And especially, we've been talking about this lately, switch sides for the mic, especially for being able to provide as a husband on all fronts. So as a husband, you're not just a financial provider, you are also, it's about providing emotionally providing that safety there, physical safety, but emotional and spiritual safety as well, is what we're here to do. I'll get my first set with this. I might add 5 on. Yeah, we'll rip straight into it. No primer, we're all gravy, baby. Yeah, so it's about providing in that way, and if you get super stressed about finances, you're not able to really provide emotionally in that, because I find, well, myself, I get really angry and reactive to things, so I will not really be a nice person to be around, won't be very present, won't be like a good husband by way of providing that way. And I realized lately, Yana doesn't really care that much, like money doesn't matter that much. And when you think that it matters that much, that makes it that much harder to accumulate, because you put so much pressure on it, it's like running away from you. It's like you're chasing it, but it's chasing you, so you're like the dog chasing its tail going around in circles. Let's get this set. And that's why this stuff is so important for me to document, put out there for you guys. And even for me to do this on a day where I feel a bit overwhelmed, because I'm like, I know that it'll help to talk about this stuff, talk it through whilst having done it. So it's like you get into a state of being, and then what you need to do flows naturally from there. Then you can reflect on what you're doing to improve your state of being. And then that cycle repeats, but it starts with the being and then the doing, and as long as you're doing stuff and not just reflecting on reflections of reflections of reflections. A man who thinks all the time has nothing to think about but thoughts, right? And I'll tell you about our thing in a sec. Okay, beautiful thing here. I've got some salty water, and that helps a bit with the rehydration in the pumps. So, you just get to look at my arms. That's your visual right now. Yeah, I was talking to Yana about it the other night. You know what? I'm gonna pace around inside the fitness studio, take you in there, because then I don't have to worry about showing other people in the frame and that. Hopefully there's not anyone in here necessarily. Sweet. Okay, oh, it's nice and warm in here actually. So that's good, keeps the body nice and warm. I have been thinking to myself lately, or rather this came from a conversation that Yana and I were having whilst we were out at Hot Pot about, well, she was like, because we were talking about Frederick Dodson and how we can kind of see bits of his personality. And she's like, I wonder what it's like being married to Fred. And she was like, Yana was saying, I wonder what it's like being married to me, like Yana was saying that about her. And so I told her a bit about what it's like being married to her. And then she told me what it's like being married to me, because I asked. And then I was like, she asked, is there anything that annoys you or is a sense of frustration from marriage? And normally that's a great question, because it'll bring to light like how you see yourself versus what the other person really cares about and sees. And we talked about that, and then I'm brushing over these things because I'm keeping it to the point of what we were talking about. I asked Yana if she finds anything frustrating, and the thing I was like waiting for and scared to hear was, I don't think you provide enough abundantly for us as, you know, the lifestyle that she wants and all the things that she loves to do, and like a strong enough provider financially was one of the main things that I was concerned about. And she didn't even mention it, like she didn't even come close to mentioning that. And to hear that come across honestly, I was very grateful that that's the case, that she didn't put that much emphasis, but it really helped shed this weight that I have about it because I put that on myself. And that just makes it so much, like I've been saying, harder to provide well. When you want something so badly and you force so much on it, it doesn't happen very naturally. And the best stuff happens naturally, when you breathe naturally, when you allow yourself to grow naturally, when you're not forcing things, when it's part of your identity and it's just, it comes with that ease. That's where a lot of the best, long-term, biggest growth is. And to be able to hear that from her was good. And the fun thing is with that, it's not like anyone had to give me permission but me. Because ultimately, even though she said that, it's still me giving myself the permission to not stress about finances that way and recognize that money doesn't matter that much. It matters to the degree that it matters, but not nearly as much as I've been putting strain on it. And so being able to recognize that whilst I'm in that situation now, I know long term, I'm like, oh, okay, I can really bring myself to that situation, actualize, physicalize that future outcome, the preferred outcome of the money being abundant and not worrying about money, and bring that to now and then just not worry about the money, or be at ease with money and allow it to flow in easily. And that's honestly a really nice thing to be able to do. Really cool. I feel very blessed. I haven't processed and slowed down a little bit too much since then, and then today was a bit of a whirlwind, so get a little emotional speaking about this stuff, and I think that's a good thing. Yeah, even last night after my gym session, or before my standard gym session, I was talking to someone who works, some of the boys here, they work in juvie or like youth work, so looking after those kids once they're out of juvie and that. And he was telling me some hectic stuff, and I realized when I was telling Yana about it later, I was getting pretty emotional about it, but he was pretty stonewall whilst he was talking about that stuff. And you know, a lot of respect for them because they go through some stuff, man. So yeah, I think it's good to be emotional and embrace all that and feel all those things, for me anyway. Okay, let's get back out there and do this next set. It's been some amount of time now, so we're back here. Maybe I'll do it like this, slightly different angle for you, the tiniest bit, and we'll come in this way. All right, cool. Okay, that guy's still going. All right, let's get this, and then we're on to some back movements. Okay. And the cool thing is, I had some stuff to do, but today was more of a CEO day anyway, and I'm going home to smash out some of that CEO stuff. Some of the cardio I'm going to do after this, I'll type out some of my, where's the 2.5? I'll grab the little 2.5 for this. Oh yeah, there's one there. I'll go the other way. But some of my cardio, I'm gonna finish some transcripts in that and just keep going, planning out, making sure to do the long term. Already addressed the short term stuff, doing a live video as well today. So I'll be having much fun with that. I can do a high row today as well. That'll be good. That'll be fun. Adding 2.5 kilograms to this. So we've got 32.5 kilograms on each side in terms of the plates. Pray again, because why not? Every opportunity to pray is good. And when I do get a little anxious, I'll quickly go into a 3x3 thing. So 3 things I can see, then I'll close my eyes, 3 things I can hear, and then 3 things I can feel at minimum. And it helps to ground you. And then you can set some intentions from there. But it does snap you out of a little bit of that stuff. So for example, I'll do it now. Like this blue metal of the bicep curl machine, the preacher curl machine. the red of the barbell plate, the red of my Dragon Ball Z bag, and the black of the flooring. And then it's good. Just doing 3 is easy because you can end up doing more. And what I can hear, people joyfully working out together over to my left, which is really good. Gym music and the sound of gym equipment banging about, which is cool. People getting after it and being healthy. What do I feel? I feel relief, or like joy in being able to talk about these things. It's like a lot of tension flows away when you can acknowledge it. A lot of the time we're scared to acknowledge where we're tense. So when you can acknowledge it though, it actually dissipates much more quickly. You bring awareness to it. I can feel the preacher curl pad on my forearms. Can feel the metal of the bar on my feet. And I can always feel God's love. It's always there. Just being aware of it opens you up to it more. So yeah, awareness doing 2 different things there. Alright. Okay. Feel like a different person after taking a sec to do that. Just slowing down even for like 30 seconds to a minute really alters your state in a positive way, I find, because otherwise we're just rushing from thing to thing. Life is not as pleasant when you do that. Alright, 6 is good there. That's a good amount, straight set style. I will move my bag over to the next piece of equipment that I want to use and then finish cleaning this up and come back to my bottle just so that I have secured the next piece of equipment that I want to use. Oh man, it feels really good to be getting in here and training. Feeling the pump, moving around. It just, something about that allows all stresses that you might have going on to dissipate, and you realize that it doesn't matter that much. Look, if you're alive and able to walk, feel, move around, like I can drive, I got a gym membership, I'm here. Bro, you have such an advantage. You're able to do anything if you've got that, man. The ability to just have that and be pain-free is actually a huge one. And because something that I got on my birthday was when I'm really stressing hard, I get a lot of like a really intense pain in my lower abdomen. I've only gotten it once or 4 recently since taking over providing financially, and that was when I locked my keys in the car, and it was through that, like I couldn't walk properly, man. I was like stooped over. I was like, oh man, is something gonna explode inside me? But I had to walk around to go get the stuff to unlock my car, and it was good because it's that reminder. I feel like God has it as a reminder of, hey, remember you've got your health. So it's like when you're in pain, you can't remember what it's like to be pain-free, and then sometimes we forget to be grateful for the fact that we're even just pain-free. It's such a fantastic thing to be. A great start to have. Oops. And let me grab this. So it's cool, and I make a point to remember that when I am pain-free, and make sure that I'm grateful for it, because gratitude begets more gratitude. Yeah. We're gonna put some weight on here, get the straps out. Really grateful because this gym bag's so cool, bro. Even though I'm carrying it this way because of my because the shoulder strap bit is a little bit broken, I still think it's so cool. It gives me so much joy to look at and be like, oh yeah, I put aside money for that. And you know, we're just always provided for. You get cool things, you do cool things. This is quite the adventure that we're on. And yeah, we're grateful to be able to walk, move, talk. Yeah, even be able to think clearly, have a clear mind and a capable body is something that I am so grateful for. Every day, that's just, man, you start being grateful for that. The day is yours, bro. You literally can do anything. We have this immense gift from God to be able to do so much in the world. Brother, it's something else, man. I'm so grateful for it all. And man, when you feel gratitude, you can't feel scared, you can't feel fear, you can't feel anger. When you feel deep, true gratitude. So that's very cool to be able to feel and to express as well. Because sometimes we get a little caught up in all the other hubbub of life. Oh, this actually isn't too bad. Maybe I can tilt it up a tiny bit and you can see my back without really catching anyone in the back of the frame. I will put, I'll tell you what, we'll put we'll put a couple of 25s on. Start with 25s. 60, yeah, that'd be easier. Because last time I did these, I did 60 kilograms on it, I think, after a couple bicep movements. So now, to do it this way, it'll be good. This won't bonk into the tripod, will it? No, I've set it up in the right spot. So here, get the straps and enjoy. Honestly, the best stuff comes when you're not stressed about it. When I'm really stressed about even my physique, for example, it doesn't happen because you focus on all the negative stuff, like what you're not doing well enough. Like I was talking about in last night's episode or yesterday's, in the last week when I've started focusing more on the identity behind the physique and like I have a great physique, focusing on what's positive. I've had more people come up to me and be like, wow, dude, you have a great physique. It's like, it's more noticeable about you because it's also what you're focusing on. Yeah, I might bring that down just by one. Okay, nice. Put some more weight on. That was actually pretty easy. I mean, as it should be. So that was like a primer of primers. And then we will smack some more weight on and just go straight into our first set. Oh, maybe I'll do 1 rep with this weight and then we'll take a longer break and chat. It's good. It's good. Yeah. Have a little pray as well. Always good to pray. Yeah. So yeah, when you're focusing on what you're grateful for, that flows and grows. But if you focus on being really negative, it doesn't happen so much. And one of the things I was writing last night was a bit of a value piece about how I stay lean year round. And it's funny, all my stuff, even my physique, I realize always ties back to the identity because I see myself as someone who's lean year round. And I just do that. I am that. I'm fit. This is what I do. So like my business philosophies, my physique philosophies, my nutrition philosophies, everything always comes back to the identity. I was looking back at a value piece that I wrote about losing belly fat from 2022, so 3 years ago, and I was writing about that stuff back then. I was like, the first line is like, the first thing you need to know about losing belly fat is you've got to shift your mindset or change your mindset or something. I was like, whoa, this has always been the thing, so it's cool to have so much focus on it now and make that the forefront of. It's pretty easy actually, the forefront of my content, because okay, so I got 50 on there now. I've done 60 before, so now I want to do 70, which means that if I just chuck another 20 on each side. Okay, so we'll have 70 kilograms per side for this, and having good times. So when you have that emphasis on your identity, everything flows from there. Been so big on this. And it's cool to have the content be focused on that more so now too. Switch mic sides, because when you do that, oh, let me sit here. When you do that with your identity work, with when your content, I found when it shifts more towards the mindset side of things, not necessarily talking about how much you earn. I didn't really know how to do that before. I was like, isn't the only way that I can, get clients if I tell them how much I've earned and that, but it's not really. Even the way I've gotten physique clients is I don't tell them, oh, I've done this and that and that. Of course you show client results and give insight into your own progress, but a lot of it is more so sharing your principles and your philosophies. That's what gets the really higher ticket. The people who are more invested in it and aren't just in it for a quick hit, and that, it's not about, how do I lose 6 kilograms of fat or that kind of thing. It's more like, they obviously want to do that as well, but it's more, how do I learn these things and how do I apply these philosophies, and your philosophies either instill hope in them or increase their self-worth or bridge the gap in wisdom that they don't have. And a lot of that is, a lot of our content will be teaching them, coaching them in the content to become our clients, or like by the time that those people that are going to be our clients become our clients, they're much better clients for that and they can make even better progress. And yeah, so even remembering that, not getting scarce with the content and putting stuff out like, oh, but you have to work with me. It's like, give freely and abundantly, because then they'll apply the stuff, they'll learn it, give out your best stuff, and then they'll just want to work with you to apply and work that stuff there. So for me, it's being able to understand that by way of my integrating more of that life coach mindset side of things to my content as well, as opposed to just how much we make. And occasionally you talk about how much you make. Like I put out a post today about how I make 100K or like what it's like making 100K in passive income a year. And that was good. That was good to be able to discuss. That was the post that Yana sent and was like, this was a good one. Like you could post and do that kind of thing again. So I put that out there, didn't offer off the back of that as well. But in that, even in the video itself, I talk more about the principles, the philosophies behind it. And now I've realized what I've done, because I'm like, why was it so easy and natural for me to do that? And why has it only grown since then? It's because of the man that you become, like who you are as a man, the identity side of things. When you do that, it all comes together. And a big thing is realizing you don't have to do it alone, and you probably won't do it very well alone. Even then, it's like someone's going to give you the money and that as well. And that's 100K, like by way of the cash flow, let alone the investments improving and that. Anyway, those are thoughts from that, and how to appeal to people on a deeper level as opposed to just monetary stuff. But you can have that monetary stuff. It's good to be able to own that and talk about it too. Okay, let's get this set. We'll have a little pray. All right. Trust it all to God. Love the process. It's good. It's good. Big part of it is, what would you be doing? A big part of living that way is like, if money wasn't an issue, what would you be doing to live that way? To live however you want it anyway, and then doing that and knowing that you don't actually have to do stuff to make money. Sometimes I get wrapped up in that. What do I have to do to make the money versus who do I be? And then the money is literally obsessed with you and loves you and wants to find you. It's chasing you, so you just gotta be, and then it finds you. Resonate on the right frequency, if you will, vibration, and all that kind of fun stuff. Definitely truth to it. All right, let's get this. Oh my, that's good. That's when you know the sets are good. The sets so good that your ears pop whilst you're doing them, bro. That's the fun stuff. Oh man.
See my brother.
I'm trying to get like you, bro. That's it, man. So, having fun. Honestly, the vibe here at this gym is so good. It makes us almost not want to leave. But we're definitely, it's given like, because for my birthday, they did a birthday, like played the birthday music because Yana emailed them about it. They got me the little hat and the party streamer thing, and it's good. I keep that in the car now, the party hat. Pink party hat I was wearing around. I didn't gym that day. That was a bit of a rough day actually. But that party hat was a great reminder of don't take things too seriously, man. This is to be enjoyed, and because when you're too serious, you don't appreciate what you could call little things, but they're really big things, like Yana organizing that with them. Such a special thing for her to do, and I almost missed it because I was so absorbed and stressed about finances and business and that, you know. I'm blessed that I keep getting these reminders along the way, man. It's not like some people go 40 years and they're like, whoa, I abandoned my family just for this, which was for them in the first place, but you lost 40 years. So I'm just so blessed. I keep getting reminders of that all the time. Oh, every day I get a reminder of that, basically, what it's all about. And yeah, when you focus on that stuff, all the troubles melt away. Everything will be handled. Everything will be all gravy. And you're gonna have a lot of fun doing it. A lot more fun doing that than you would if you were stressing about it 24/7. Yeah, I got one more set of these. Maybe we'll do some, I'm feeling some wide grip stuff after this actually, so that might be the next go. And we'll whip the shirt off for that and stick to the corner of the gym or something, because I quite like their wide grip stuff here. Yeah, it's really blessed life that we're living. Even one thing I love reminding myself, like this, I actually got this was an emotional spend, this shirt. Yana and I had an argument that day and I busted my bicep that day, my left bicep. I was a tiny bit doing some hammer curls. But I got this shirt, I just went out and it was an emotional spend, but I love this singlet, this tank top. It's such a perfect one. I have other ones like it, but I've lost them. So to have this one now is so cool. I have an old Juice Lee shirt as well that I can't find. Anyway, I've had some cool shirts and stuff over the years, but I've misplaced some of them. Anyway, having that, the sentimental value of this, sentimental values of these socks, because these are like socks that I got with Caden in America or somewhere with these little bees on them. These shoes, I've had these for 6 years, man, when I first started being a PT. These shorts are like my friend's brand, For You activewear shorts, and they're releasing some compressions in that soon. Brother, I can't believe it, eh? Sometimes all the stuff, these straps were free from Eugene Teo actually. I won these in the little giveaway he was doing back when we were at our house in Banksia Grove. This bag, even this water and that. The underwear I'm wearing is probably a cool, yeah, it's a funny little Star Wars underwear that I like wearing and it brings me joy. The ability to be here at this gym, oh yeah, so this gym, they do so much great stuff and they're so friendly. It's just like, it doesn't even feel like you're being sold or anything. You're just like, wow, what a great place to be, what a good vibe. And it makes us not want to leave. We are going to leave though, but set up a base here to come back and forth and like see these guys even is like, that's big, man. When you can do that with a gym and foster that community. I've seen a lot of their sales guys be around here for a while actually, and I think a big part of it is fostering that community, man. It's such a good thing to be around. Like, I look forward to coming here for the people as well as the gym stuff is great, but the people are greater. And that's it. It's just about the love and everything in all of this. Focusing on that, even for my clients and that, sometimes I get a bit worried that I'm not doing the best for them or something's going on, or if they don't reply, then I'm like, oh no. Like one of my clients is not replying at the moment and I know he's a bit busy and overwhelmed, so I just got to give him the space, and I am doing that whilst lovingly sending the messages I need to. But I've had guys before, like clients be paying me for like 6 months, disappear and like not message me anything. I just keep the programs up to date. 6 months later, the message, hey man, like I'm doing great. Like, I've made all this progress. Sorry, I've been like going through a bit of a rough patch, but I've made all this great progress, and like thanks to your program and your stuff, and I really appreciate you being patient with me. I'm like, whoa, bro, you forget sometimes that like you're actually having an effect on people's lives, even if it's the physique stuff. You're helping them become better, learn all this stuff. So it's pretty good. Let's get this set. And then some wide grip stuff, and I'll pretty much be done because I want to get in the sauna before it cools down too much. So yeah. And then I'll go on the treadmill and that. Did I bring a? Oh yeah, I did. I brought my French Bulldog t-shirt. All right, let's do this here. Yeah, 6 was good on this. This is good weight because I did 6 before. Okay. It's all about love, baby. Thank you, God, for this love. So grateful to be able to feel God's love. That's what it's about, baby. It's all about love, bro. You prioritize that, everything else flows from there. Let's go. Oh, bro, feels good. Tell you what, for a bit of fun, I'll do a drop set with the 50. Okay, with the 20s back. Oh man, that's good, because I don't want to do too many back exercises. Honestly, just don't really feel like it. So, I'll get you a different angle as well. There you go. Boom. Different back angle. Magic. Cinema. Even movies. A lot of it's about the love and energy you put into it. So, pretty cool. We're making mini movies here. Oh, no, I'll keep it there, otherwise I'm going to get people walking through. Let people stay anonymous. Okay. Let's do this drop set. I'm so grateful to be here, just be able to move, bro. What a blessing, what a blessing. Good. All right. Oh, that feels good. Actually got a good feel and pump from that. Oh, brother. Where'd my tissue go that I was using to wipe my stuff down here? Hope I didn't put it in my gym bag. All right. Yeah, it's even, we've been talking about lately with food. You can tell when there's love in food. It really changes the taste of it. Changes what you get out of it. The feeling, the joy of having that food and having love in your life. It hits different. I'm not gonna put these. Maybe I'll just put them on this actually. People are strong enough to use these here, I believe. Yeah, I think they are. I mean, maybe my perception's skewed. Nah, I mean 50 on this machine. Pretty light work. Pretty light work. Feels good. One weird thing about this is, funnily enough, what I was talking to Jad about the other week is this style of workout, not really getting the biggest pump or anything like that. So it does make you question yourself a tiny bit. But I reckon this rack in front there will be perfect for doing some filming, because I won't get too many people in the background. This will be a good one here. I was gonna go one over, but I think I'm gonna get someone in there if I do that. Tell you what, I'm also gonna go take a quick whiz, check on the sauna, make sure that's still on, whilst having a bit of a rest. Oh, the back is feeling good from this session though. Feeling really good. Biceps are feeling good. Toasty. 2 exercises, 2 biceps, 2 backs. All right, let's get this. All right. I don't know if you can see it, but I moved the mic to over here because it sits better on the glasses. I wonder how the audio quality is if you're just gonna hear the inside of my ear. So, go over here. Oh my goodness. Can't see anything from there. Gotta tilt you up a tiny bit. Oh, gonna make me look huge, bro. Up that way. Alright. It's all in the angles in that. Alright. Let's pump out a couple sets without the shirt. Alright. Have a little pray first. In the bathroom, I was just focusing on all the things I'm grateful for. Hey, it's like, even some people are like, bro, I'd be grateful that you can walk. I'm like, whoa, okay, true. I'm grateful I have control of my bladder to be able to pee when I want to. I'm grateful to have control of my mind. I'm grateful. Some people are like, I'm grateful to be tall. I know that I'm grateful to be tall. People remind me that I'm tall, in shape. You got an awesome life, awesome wife. Let's get this. Great relationship with God. Let's go speed. Right. Hang here for a little bit. Got a great gym. Even the fact that we have, like I was noticing yesterday once we were out and about and walking at UQ, bro, we have such an abundance of clean water that it's like, we literally have free drink fountains sitting around in, what do you call it, just around in public. It's like, wow, some places don't even have clean drinking water. Here we are, we got it in abundance that we can waste it. You know? So I'm very grateful. Grateful to have the sauna as well. And it's still got a bit of time, so I started the hour timer now. This will almost be done in a sec. We got one set without the singlet. We'll do the last set with it. See how the physique looks. Then go sauna. We'll hit the bag for the kicks. That's another thing, is like doing that every day, showing up for myself, even though, look, the number of kicks that I'm doing hasn't really changed, because I'm doing quite a big increment where it's like 1 kick for every 1,000 followers. Obviously you don't necessarily gain 1,000 followers a day or anything like that with this sort of challenge as well. Or maybe you can. It's just my mind, clear insight into where my mind is at. So, but it is still growing, like, and I'm appreciative for every single person that follows and that I get to grow with. It's pretty cool, man. I think it was like 17,626, and then today, because I add them up just to check that it hasn't ticked over to the next one, then I got maybe 17,700 or something like that. I don't know, I can't recall, but it's growing across the board, and honestly it makes life really fun. It just keeps things very joyful, like a little challenge, and you keep showing up for yourself. I think we're on day 9 now. So just remember, like, yeah, it's just a thing. I said I was going to keep showing up, and I do. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the sauna after this, actually. Have a bit of a relax in there. Brother. I'm grateful for this gym, hey, because I meet a lot of cool people in this sauna and that, even though it shuts off at about 8. Normally I'm in during the start of the day. Grateful to come in and do my cardio. Gonna get some cool work done. Grateful to get a pump. Free water here as well. What a good life, bro. Like, you can't really go thirsty or hungry or without housing in Australia too easily. Not us, at least, which I'm very grateful for. But yeah, it's like if you just try, just a little bit, just put in a bit of effort, your baseline needs are always met. So, putting in for something you really care about, yeah, the sky's the limit, you know, and the floor constantly rises. Let's get this last set. Ooh. Alright, let's pray. Alright, let's go nice and speedy with these. Come on. One more. Alright, really emptied everything out there. We'll have a little hang and chat here. Yeah, honestly, even whilst I was doing the session today with the mic not working initially, I was stressing. I was like, man, and partway through talking through some of the stuff, I was stressing, bro. I'll be honest, I was stressing. But when you're grateful, all that stress melts away, bro. Just everything you can be grateful for, vocalize that. Alright, and it helps a lot. Alright, this is all the art of being man. Embody that. And it'll be all gravy, baby. Oh, what's this? Old school style. Old school. Is this here? Oh, yeah. Oh, these kind of physique updates. What are we gonna step back a little bit? Alright, that's enough. Catch you guys on Flippity Flip. Bye.